Glass, starring Bruce Willis, Sam Jackson, Sarah Paulson, and James McAvoy, is written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan and is the third in the Unbreakable trilogy series that brings back David Dunn from the first film and also Kevin Crumb from the Split movie back in 2016 together in one film for the ultimate showdown. Now, Unbreakable back in 2000 was a really enjoyable film for me. I really enjoyed it. But the other thing to point out here as well is that I also think it was a very important film that was bold. It dared to tread new territory. And this was way back before the extended movie series from Marvel and DC, and also before Nolan did his Batman trilogy that has a lot of similarities to a superhero origin tale that's really grounded in a lot of realism. And so that's what Unbreakable did, is it really told the origins of a superhero and villain story, but had something that was very well grounded. And it really explored the concept of, what if the guy living next door to you had superhero strength, but he wasn't necessarily wearing a cape, he was just a regular guy. Unbreakable explored the concept of faith in oneself as David begins to understand who he truly is. Split, which was the enjoyable follow-up to that movie, explored the concept more of skepticism in those that didn't necessarily believe in Kevin, his multiple personality disorders, and his unique abilities as the Beast. Glass, I'm not really sure what this film is about, guys. At a stretch, I would say that this film is about doubt within the three main characters here. But the screenplay is so muddled with its half-baked ideas that don't really go anywhere that by the film's conclusion, which was quite underwhelming, mind you, I was really unsure of what M. Night Shyamalan was really trying to say with this film and these particular characters that some of them we've grown to love over the past 19 years. Glass becomes a frustrating watch that just raises too many questions, not just about the two films that we've seen prior, but even just as a self-contained story, because what we have here is a story that is littered with so many plot holes where characters have information that they necessarily shouldn't have just to try to tie this story together. What also doesn't make a lot of sense here is Dr. Staple in this film, played horribly here by Sarah Paulson. She is normally a great actress, but here she is absolutely woeful. Her entire character and her entire motivation in this film really is nonsensical. Why did she wait 19 years after Mr. Glass had been incarcerated to install 100 security cameras? This mental ward is a maximum security facility as well, so why is there only a handful of guards working in this facility at any given moment? And how do patients get in and out of their rooms, and how do they get restricted access to some of this information and particular areas of this ward? The questions just don't stop, guys. It just keeps on going. Even though we have characters in this film that lay on a lot of exposition, the film doesn't even keep track of the basics, and what we have here is a film that's littered with so many plot holes the size of a Grand Canyon. This is also the first Shyamalan film where I feel he didn't really knock it out of the park here technically either. And we can say what we want about films like After Earth and The Happening. They're not great films, obviously.
What? No!
But one thing that those films do have to their credit is that Shyamalan has always been a master of shot composition and framing. He always has excellent camera work in his films. There's a lot of POV shots in Glass, and it's one of those things where some of those POV shots were working quite well, but it becomes an overused technique where he does use it quite a bit here, and some of these POV shots just look downright silly in some sections of the film, particularly when we're getting into the third act. There's also a few fight sequences between David Dunn and the Beast, and I was really looking forward to these sequences in the film, but unfortunately they lack a lot of energy because there's just too many shots with close-ups on characters' faces rather than panning back and capturing the action and spectacle of some of these fights. Now, aside from Sarah Paulson in this film, who I've already said earlier in this review, she is quite dreadful in this film. I don't want to rag on her too much because she is normally quite a good actress, but she is bad here. The cast is mostly fine here, guys, but unfortunately a lot of these great actors are once again hindered by Shyamalan's unnatural dialogue, and it is one of those things where his unnatural dialogue does rear its ugly head from time to time in some of his better films. However, in Glass, this unnatural dialogue seems to be littered throughout the entire film here, guys, where Shyamalan just sometimes doesn't know what he wants his characters to say. to land the intention of some of these scenes. And it's really evidenced by a quick scene, which is a quick exchange between two guards at the changing of a shift. Also quite disappointing here, guys, is the absence of the main theme from Unbreakable. It is used subtly with the piano playing a few bars of the main theme, but it's noticeably absent from this entire movie. We do get some of the score that was used in the Split movie, but it's just such a disappointment here that James Newton Howard didn't return. Unbreakable and Split were bold films, guys, and particularly that first one, it really pioneered new territory for the superhero film genre. Glass is so unsure of itself, guys, because it doesn't really have anything new to say within this particular series. I can't really recommend this film to Unbreakable fans like myself. I think they're going to be completely disappointed with the direction of the story and where Shyamalan has taken these characters. I can't recommend this film to superhero film genre fans, as I think they're going to be disappointed as well. They can find more depth, stronger characterization, and better spectacle in other films within this genre. And I can't really recommend this film to casual moviegoers either, as I think they're just going to be completely lost throughout this film's runtime. This is a major disappointment and a major misstep from Shyamalan. Glass completely shatters the Unbreakable series.
Madam, I am Mr. Pritchard. I'm a professor of cinema, specifically Japanese, 1950s to the 1980s. And I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing here. I am very much in favor of Kevin's reemergence, and yet I find myself in a goddamn prison cell, and I can assure you I am not
So guys, what did you think of Glass? Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you thought. Flick a like and subscribe if you dug this review, and hit that little notification bell as well. And guys, don't forget, a weekend watching movies like Unbreakable or Split is a weekend well spent. Thanks for watching.